Back everybody, MLB The Show 24 franchise mode. We're going to be finishing up the NL West today. The San Francisco Giants, a team that made some moves in the offseason. Let's talk about it and get this franchise underway. Blake Snell going to be their ace. What a year he had last year for the San Diego Padres. Cy Young winner. Really got him on a pretty decent deal, too. I mean, I don't know. The starting pitching market was weird this offseason. A lot of guys got underpaid or really got, you know, a shorter amount of years than they expected, but still, he's going to be great in San Francisco, hopefully. Logan Webb, another guy who's going to be a stud for them, who's been a stud, I should say, for the last 3 seasons. He's been unbelievable. So him and Blake Snell should be an unbelievable 1-2 combo. You got Alex Cobb, who's been reliable throughout his career. Really just solid numbers for Alex Cobb. Robbie Ray, who they got from the Mariners, going to miss a lot of the year due to Tommy John surgery. Pretty sure that's the surgery he had. But hopefully he can get back and be what he was a few years ago for the San Francisco Giants. Jordan Hicks, who I really wanted the Cardinals to re-sign, and the Giants signed him. 4-year deal, $11 million a year ain't bad at all for Jordan Hicks. They made him a starting pitcher, and so far he has been spectacular. Looking for MLB The Show to raise his overall eventually, because 75 ain't doing his season justice so far. And they got Kyle Harrison, only 22 A potential, going to be a stud, looks like, for them. Spencer Howard got some depth in the minor league. So their starting pitching rotation looks pretty solid. I mean, when you got Blake Snell and Logan Webb as your 1-2 punch, that's very effing good, I should say. So look at the bullpen. They got Taylor Rogers, Luke Jackson, former Brave, Tyler Rogers. They got both the Rogers brothers. And then Tristan Beck and Ryan Walker, and then Jeffries, the former Oakland A's. So their bullpen not really the best. A lot of bullpens in this game though ain't really that great. And then closer, you got Camilo Duval, who's been amazing for them the last 2 seasons. He'll be good. We got him for the rest of the franchise. That's our closer. No need to worry about that. Catcher, they got Patrick Bailey, who didn't really hit a lot last year, but very, very good defensive catcher. And you got Tom Murphy, who came from the Mariners as well. So pretty good catching duo. They didn't move Joey Bart off the team. MLB The Show has been very slow with the roster updates. Pretty sure he went to the Marlins. Sad it didn't work out for Joey Bart. Just really never hit the major league level after Buster Posey retired. First base, Wilmer Flores, who's been very solid for them the last 4 or 5 seasons. Lamonte Wade Jr., who's a good platoon guy, can give you power from the left side of the plate. Tyro Estrada, who's turned to a very good player for them. Very reliable at second base. Third base, they got Matt Chapman in the offseason. Very good defender, can give you 20 home runs a year. His power's been up and down, but he's also, been just consistently good, even though the power hasn't been there. So hopefully he sells in there. David Villar, they got as a backup third baseman. Shortstop's definitely a position we need to upgrade. They got Nick Ahmed in the offseason, but he hasn't really been that good hitting wise the last few seasons. Hell of a defensive shortstop though, one of the best overall. Even though his defense has dropped off a little bit the last few years, he's been amazing. Left field, another position we could look to upgrade. Also Slater, Jung Ho Lee, who they signed the offseason, only 25 years old, going to be a stud for them. And then you got Mike Wazemski. I always mispronounce that. My apologies. But he's going to be probably, a depth piece or maybe a platoon guy. And then Jorge Soler, who they also signed the offseason to a 3-year deal. That's a good addition for them. And Michael Conforto as well. So they got some outfield depth. It ain't like they don't. A lot of platoon guys. But I really, really like the, additions this team made in the offseason. I think they're going to compete. Will they win the division over the Dodgers or the Padres or even the D-backs? Probably not, but they're definitely going to be more of a competitive team. Obviously, they've struck out on some free agents the last few years. But, I really like this roster. I think they've made some good moves. They haven't made a move that blows you away, besides the Blake Snell move, but they really made some key additions. So let's get this franchise underway and see what we can do with the San Francisco Giants team. Before we get the first season underway, I did sign 2 free agents. Carl Edwards Jr. was a free agent. Really, when he's been healthy, he's been very good, so he'll help out our bullpen. And then Phil Bickford was a free agent as well, only 28. So it gives us, some bullpen depth and hopefully helps us out. The offer from the Philadelphia Phillies, Colby Allard, who we've had in previous franchise modes, if you guys have watched the previous teams I've done, who's very reliable in franchise, 2.82 ERA. For Alex Cobb, who's a free agent to be, he's having a good year as well, but look at the age difference, 26, 36. Gonna accept this deal. So I was looking for shortstops. Saw the D-backs had like 3 shortstops. Interdivision trade, we're gonna get Gerardo Perdomo, who's having a very good year. Obviously, they have Jordan Lawler and they have Tommy Troy. We're going to give them Blake Sable, who we have catching depth with Patrick Bailey and Tom Murphy and Joey Bart and all them. So we're going to give him them. Heliot Ramos, who's only 24, playing solid in Double A or Triple A, I should say. And we're gonna give Michael Conforto, who's owed $18 million and he's a free agent. He's having a really good year in limited games. So we're gonna get our shortstop. At the trade deadline, first season, 47 and 65, 22 and a half games back as the Dodgers and D-backs that ran away with this division. Dodgers sitting 5 games up. Us, the Padres, and the Rockies are pretty much out of it. I mean, if we look at the wild card standings, we're 10 and a half games back. So this is pretty much a lost season unless we just have a miracle go on. I'm going to take a look at everybody's stats real quick, just see how everybody's been doing. Perdomo's been good, a great addition for us. Austin Slater's been solid, not anything special. Wilmer Flores down year. Jorge Soler's been awesome, 20 home runs. Mike Yastrzemski, I got it right that time, having a very, very good year. That's good to see. Jung Ho Lee, not bad production from him. Dayo Estrada's been hurt, and when he's been on the field, just hasn't produced. 195 average, especially for a guy who's known for more contact than power. Don't want to see that low of an average. Matt Chapman's having not really a bad year. The power's definitely down, but not a horrible year. Patrick Bailey's not done much at the plate. Lamonte Wade Jr. has been very good in a platoon role. Tom Murphy's not been good. Tyler Fitzgerald's not been good. And Luis Matos has not been that great. So our hitting is hit or miss. It looks like the middle order, these three especially, Flores, Soler, and Yastrzemski have been very good. But everybody else has been hit or miss. Will Perdomo's been good as well. Let's take a look at the pitching. Logan Webb's been excellent. Blake Snell, ERA's a little high, but not a horrible year. Kobe Allard, ERA has went up since we've gotten him. That's not good to see. Robbie Ray has been awful. Maybe we look to unload that contract. I apologize, I hit the wrong button. And then Jordan Hicks, who's a curse for me in franchise mode, for anybody who knows, has not been very good. Kyle Harrison's been great. And you know what? I'm going to move Kyle Harrison to the starting rotation. Maybe Robbie Ray gets together out of the bullpen. Taylor Rogers has been not great. Tyler Rogers has been good, though. So one of the brothers is at least performing well. Phil Bickford's been a very good signing, 2.15 ERA. Ryan Walker has been solid. Carl Edwards Jr. has been, serviceable. Luke Jackson, serviceable. And then Camilo Duval has actually not been great. I was worried that maybe our closing situation has not been great. I mean, he's only blown 3 saves, but a 4.7 ERA is not what you want to see out of your closer. So it looks like our team's just been kind of mediocre all around. We really haven't had anything that looks like, oh man, that's why we struggling. It's just everything looks mediocre. Look at the trade block, not really much available that changes us this season. I think I'm just going to extend the rest of this season and hopefully get something going the second season. So I'm going to send the end of the season, show you guys the stats, and we'll get on with season number 2. So first season is officially over. We finished 73 and 89, not where we want to be. Let's take a look at how by perform before we get this first season under wraps. Perdomo was good in that leadoff spot. I can't complain about that. He was great. Austin Slater gave us okay production, but left field is definitely something we got to look to upgrade in the offseason. Wilmer Flores, typical Wilmer Flores type season. It wasn't really like bad or nothing. Jorge Soler, down year compared to last year across the board, besides average. And strikeouts were down, but not really a bad year. Mike Yastrzemski got it right the second time. There we go. 19 home runs, 55 RBIs, 302 average. Really a great year for him. Jung Ho Lee, solid first year. Thairo Estrada just could never really get going. Hopefully he can bounce back next year. We'll need him if we're going to try to make any run. Matt Chapman gave us a serviceable year. The power could be a little bit better, but not a horrible season. Patrick Bailey didn't give us much with the bat, but he's more known for his defense. Off the bench, Lamonte Wade Jr. in that platoon spot gave us good power. And Marco Luciano, I forgot about him when I was scrolling through the roster, so I apologize to Giants fan, but he's definitely going to be a shortstop of the future for y'all and could make an impact in a platoon role next season for us in this franchise. Tom Murphy, just horrible. Man, that is not good. And then David Villar only played 5 games, but hit, 114. And then Luis Matos was not that good either. So our bench definitely could use some work. When we look at the pitching rotation, Robbie Ray, 9 and 13, not a horrible year. 4.83 ERA, could be a little lower, but, he was in and out of the rotation, the bullpen. Kobe Allard, I'll take that for a third or fourth starter, 4.06 ERA. Blake Snell was not good. Got to have a better year than that next season, especially for our ace. Logan Webb did get hurt. That's why you ain't seeing him on here. Jordan Hicks, and the curse of Jordan Hicks for me in franchise mode continues. 5.79 ERA. I feel like MLB The Show, too, with Hicks. They make his, overall stats not good. Because I mean, he's a strikeout machine some games. Like I don't get why his K per nine is so low. Like obviously he struggled last year for a little while at the beginning, and I don't know if they just never really cared about him after that. But his K per nine should be a little bit higher than 67. Kyle Harrison was solid. Definitely could have a role next. He'll definitely have a role next year. We'll see how the rotation looks. Taylor Rogers was good. Don't know how his overall is dropping. Had a better year than last year. Pitched the same amount of innings. His brother pitched another good season. Tyler Rogers, 3.06 ERA. Phil Bickford was a hell of an addition. 2.52 ERA with 17 holds. Ryan Walker was a surprise. 3.72 ERA for him. Carl Edwards Jr., another free agent addition, pitched well. Luke Jackson pitched well in limited innings. And Camilo Duvall just did not have a good year. Yeah, he saved 30-plus games, but a 4.81 ERA is not going to cut it for a closer. So let's see who wins this World Series. The Braves defeat the Orioles. That sounds like a very intriguing World Series. So first season under wraps here. Gonna get on with the off season. I'll show you guys a move we made at the beginning of season 2. Second season about to get underway. I made a move, or a few moves, I should say. We got Max Fried on a pretty cheap deal, 14.9 million per year for 3 years. Really think he can help out this rotation. If him, Webb, and Snell pitch the way they're capable of, and Kobe Allard and Jordan Hicks give us solid innings in that 4 and 5 spots in the rotation, I think we'll be fine. We added Lucas Sims in the bullpen, coming off a really good year for the Reds, 2.18 ERA. Didn't really make a huge improvement to the bullpen because I feel like our bullpen performed well last year. And if Duvall pitches the way he's capable of, I think we'll be pretty solid in the bullpen. And we also added a left fielder, Anthony Santander from the Orioles. Had 24 home runs, 98 RBIs. Really has more power to our lineup. So really, 3 additions, add a few depth pieces, but I think these 3 additions are going to make a difference. So let's get this second season underway and see how these moves pan out. So here we are, the second trade deadline. We're sitting at 66 and 43, 2.5 games out of first place. It looks like some of the moves have paid off. I'm just going to see how our newer additions have done, just see if they made an impact. Max Fried has been awesome in that 3 spot in the rotation. 11 and 6 ERA of 3. Take that any day of the week. And then Webb and Snell have been solid as well. Jordan Hicks has not been good though, so maybe we need to switch him out. I don't know, and maybe trade Jordan Hicks. Like I said, there's a curse with me and Jordan Hicks, or maybe it's just with everybody. And let's see how Santander has been. 27 home runs. He's about to have a career year for us. So what a pickup he was for this team. Solaire's hitting for power. So it looks like this team, for the most part, we did have an injury. Patrick Bailey ended up getting hurt, and he was having a pretty decent year. So let's take a look at the trade block, see if there's anything that makes us better. So Jared Trielo, pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, on the trade block, third baseman. Edward Cabrera, who I might try to get, I'm not going to lie. Maybe we need to trade Jordan Hicks. We also have Kyle Harrison. They put in double A for some reason. Definitely to call him up. We're going to trade Carson Weisenhunt and Jordan Hicks for Edward Cabrera. I'm going to do that deal. Maybe it upgrades our rotation just a little bit, and it's something we need. Looks like we got a lot of pitching. We did get Paul Sewald as well. That's one addition I forgot to mention. I forgot he's under the closer spot. So we did get Paul Sewald, who's not really having a great year. But honestly, there's really not a spot for Kyle Harrison right now. And that's unfortunate because he pitched pretty solid last year. But right now, there just ain't a spot. So maybe later on, if there's an injury or something, he'll get his opportunity. But let me put Edward Cabrera here, and we should be good. Looks like they had Camilo Duvall as a non-closer, or he was injured. I apologize. So that's going to be the only move we make. I think we've been in a pretty good spot to really make the playoffs. Let's see how the wild card is real quick. We are first in the wild card, so we keep playing the way we're playing. I think we'll make the playoffs, so let's see how it goes. Season is over. We had some league leaders. Blake Snell lead the league in strikeouts again. Let's take a look at how everybody did. Actually, let me take a look at our record. So we finished 89 and 73, and we win the wild card, so we will be in the playoffs. Let's see what everybody did before we get this postseason underway. Kyle Estrada, good bounce back year for him. Matt Chapman, potential and overall dropping, which is concerning as hell. Maybe look to move him and get a different third baseman. Perdomo was really improving. Good year for him again. Santander was excellent. What a steal in free agency he was. For $6.7 million too, he's put on 37 home runs, 100 ribbies. Take that any day of the week. Solaire, another solid year Yastrzemski had an amazing year. How is your overall dropping when you put up 28 home runs, 92 RBIs, and hit 285? That makes no sense. Wilmer Flores was awesome, 26 home runs, 89 RBIs. Jung Ho Lee was not great, but he did drive in 79. Patrick Bailey was hurt a lot of the year, didn't really give us a lot of offense, but we don't really need him to. Lamonte Wade Jr. had a down year, man. That is not good to see, especially for free agency. Joey Bart, we ended up calling up because of an injury, and he's put up solid numbers. So we're going to keep him as our backup catcher. Luisiano gave us good numbers in limited time. And then Tom Murphy, I don't know why they have 3 catchers up here. Don't really understand that. And let's take a look at the pitching side. Logan Webb was awesome, 15-9, 3.41 ERA. Blake Snell, ERA better than last year. Still could be a little bit better, but he struck out 252 hitters. Max Fried was awesome as well. Toby Allard, solid for a 4-starter. And then Edward Cabrera wasn't too bad as well. Kyle Harrison ended up getting called back up. Didn't really have a great season. Lucas Sims was excellent with a free agent pickup. Seems like a lot of the moves I made, surprisingly, in this franchise has worked out for the most part. Phil Bickford, not a down, or obviously the down, not a horrible season. Carl Edwards Jr. didn't even pitch for us this season. Taylor Rogers, good year, but overall dropping. Paul Sewald was awful this season. That's one free agent addition that did not work out. Luke Jackson was awesome in 14 innings, and Camilo Duvall still high ERA but saved 41 games. So who will we be playing? Looks like we're facing the D-backs. So let's get this underway. Wild card game, us against the D-backs. We're at home. Gonna wear our City Connect jerseys, and hopefully we make the playoffs. We got Logan Webb on the mound. Here we go. So he walks but doesn't do any damage. We're facing Zach Gallen, ace of the D-backs. He's in trouble but gets out of it. Logan Webb's in a little bit of a trouble. He gets out of it. So both offenses struggling so far to get people home. Logan Webb gives up a run, though, to Gurriel. 2-run bomb by former Giant Blake Sable, who he gave up for Perdomo. Ain't that a story in this game? So 3-0 D-backs. Logan Webb not looking great so far in this game. Zach Gallen's had a few innings of trouble. Let's see if we can maybe get through one more inning. And I left him in too long. Seth Brown hits a 3-run bomb, and it's 6-0. Not a good move by me right there. It might be a short-lived season for us in season number 2. That is for sure. We just cannot get our offense going. Harrison's giving us good innings. As soon as I say that, Seth Brown hits another home run. And Zach Gallen has been spectacular in this game. Bottom of the 8th. 1, 2, 3 inning. Kyle Harrison saves the bullpen. Well, he gives up a run there, so time to bring in Carl Edwards Jr. 8-0 D-backs, and we are done. That is unfortunate right there. Looks like it's a series, though. Okay, it's a series. Okay, that is good to see. Okay, so we're facing them in the wild card. Okay, I thought we were facing a 1 game. Like, okay, we're good then. So game 2. Must-win game at home. Blake Snell on the mound. Here we go. We got to get something triple right there. Gets an early run. Jordan Montgomery on the mound. We got to get some runs. There's a run. Another run. Bases loaded. We score 2 more runs, so it's 4-1 in the first inning. Just need Blake Snell to give us some solid innings here. Going to sim our offense just to make this quicker a little bit. So it's 7-1. So I'm going to sim a few innings, speed it up a little bit here. Maybe one more inning for Blake. Gives us one more. So I'm going to go ahead and put in Taylor Rogers. Gives up a run. Merrill Kelly. So top of the 9th inning. We're going to bring in Duvall just to make sure. And he closes the door. So we take game 2 here. So 3rd and final game of this series. Will we survive here in the playoffs? Our off-season acquisition, Max Fried on the mound. Here we go. So Brandon Paft on the mound. We get a single for Soler, double for Yastrzemski. There's another single, and it's 4-0. So we're going to sim some of these innings, see how we're doing. So it's 4-2, 6-2. Max Fried's been spectacular. Let's take him out here and put in Phil Bickford here. He gets out of it. Give us one more inning, Phil. He does. Ryan Thompson. So let's put in Emilio Duvall, and he gives up 8. Oh my God, he blew the save. That's crazy, and our playoff hopes are done, and we are eliminated by the D-backs, and no playoffs for us. Let's see who ends up winning the World Series. The Braves defeat the Twins. That is a heartbreaker. Maybe I should have just not full sim the inning, but I thought, Duvall was going to get it done, but he doesn't. So that is an unfortunate way to end the second season. Going to go ahead and get the free agency period done, and we'll get on with this third season as we try to win a World Series here. Season, we made a lot of moves. We've lost some players. We traded some players. We traded Jorge Soler, and we ended up getting Cedric Mullins, who's coming off a pretty good year. Numbers a little bit down, but I think he can bounce back. Excellent defensive player. And we also go out and get Vladimir Guerrero Jr. We lost Blake Snow, so that freed up a lot of money. Wanted to bring him back, but he signed with, I think, the Padres again, which is funny. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But we had a lot of money. We traded Soler, that opened up money. We didn't re-sign Snell. Vladdy offered him a big deal. We got him playing third base. He had big power to our lineup. Really wanted to not sell like last. I feel like I sold some in that whole inning, leaving Duvall in there. We bring in Colin Poche out of the bullpen. Didn't really add a lot to our bullpen. That might be the one concern I have. And then we go out and sign Zach Gallen to a deal. I know what you guys are thinking. You signed Zach Gallen and Vladdy? Well, we had a lot of money opened up. And, when you lose a guy like Blake Snell, who could be considered your ace, you got to go out and make a splash. And that's what we did, getting Zach Gallen. Yeah, he had a down year. But still, him, Logan Webb, and Max Fried, and Edward Cabrera will be a solid rotation along with Allard and Harrison. So I really like this team, so I'm going to get this third season underway. Hopefully these moves help out this franchise. We're sitting at 61-49. We're 8 games out of first place. Not horrible, and we're in the wild card hunt, so we're in this. And if I look at the trade block, there's some solid pieces available. Jaron Duran from the Red Sox having a really good year. Jared Trielo, who we looked at, I think, last season, having another good year. And Max Kepler, who we looked at in free agency, and I was tempted to get him after trading Soler, and we didn't, and he's looking like that was a move we might regret. Let's see how some of the additions we made have been doing. Vladdy is having an excellent year. Average is obviously down, but power-wise, he's been doing good. Cedric Mullins, solid year. So this pickup wasn't bad either. 17 home runs, 56 RBIs, so good for average. Good bounce-back year for Cedric. Santander's been hurt, so his numbers have not been as good. And then Zach Gallen, unfortunately, has been hurt, so he hasn't pitched. But when he's been healthy, he's been excellent. 1.99 ERA. And then we look at Colin Poche, who's been excellent as well. So some of the additions we've made have been good. Duvall, I don't know, just isn't been a good closer. I hate to move him out of the closer role, but he has just not been getting the job done. So we're going to put Poche in that closer spot and see if he can get the job done. The rest of our rotation, I mean, you look at Edward Cabrera, not great. Max Fried's been good. Kyle Harrison's been good. We might need to move Edward Cabrera to the bullpen. I mean, he's been that bad when Zach Gallen's healthy. I don't know if I'm going to make any moves for this team. I mean, I don't really see, I look at the bullpen. The bullpen looks like they still need to fix this glitch where, like, last year you could be able to go to each stat. Now it, like, keeps putting you back at attributes. They still need to fix that. That's why my thing looks like it's bugging a little bit. Like, our bullpen doesn't look bad. Lineup looks like, if I go through it real quick, looks like it's been solid. I mean, we could use a little bit more power, but it looks like it's been solid for the most part. So I'm going to stay the course with this team, and we'll see how we're sitting at the end of the season. The season is over. 85-77 is the record. We end up making it as a wild card team. 4 teams in the wild card. Us, the Cardinals, and Cubs all tied for the second wild card spot. Let's see what everybody did before we get this final postseason run underway. Perdomo just kept getting better and better. What a pickup he was. 89 overall, 24 home runs. Estrada was excellent as well. Vladdy was good. Numbers are a little down for Vladdy, but 30 home runs is still good. Wilmer Flores, 36 home runs for Wilmer. Career year for him. So good thing we, brought him back. Mullins had a good bounce back year for us. Jung Ho Lee hasn't really been that good in franchise. Like, his numbers have been decent, but he hasn't really been anything spectacular. Yastrzemski was going to be hard to replicate last year. A little bit of a down year for him. Santander still put up a good year. Not a great year, but still a good year. And Patrick Bailey still just playing good defense and giving us, mediocre production from the plate, but they get you by. And then Marco Luciano didn't really do too much off the bench. Lamonte Wade Jr. has been just not good the last 2 seasons. Hopefully, was hoping he was going to bounce back. Joey Bart's been solid as a backup catcher for us, and Luis Matos didn't even play, and Casey Smith didn't play either. And we take a look at the rotation. Logan Webb was solid, not great, but solid. Zach Gallen, great year. Glad we picked him up. He was hurt, but still gave us good innings. Max Fried has been Mr. Reliable, back-to-back really good seasons. Kobe Aller was excellent as well in that 4th spot. And then how about Kyle Harrison, 3.36 ERA. We moved in the rotation. Edward Cabrera, ERA went down a little bit out of the bullpen, so that's good. Tristan Beck was good out of the bullpen. Carl Rivers Jr. down year. Phil Bickford, good bounce back year. Camilo Duvall, just, I don't know, maybe he's just a curse for me in franchise too. I thought he was going to be just a lights out closer and we were going to be good, but he has not been that great. Luke Jackson, great year. Colin Pache was excellent. What a pickup. So our bullpen looked good. So we're facing the Pirates in a 3-game series in the first round. If we win the first game, I'll send the second game, just save us a little bit of time. So here we go. I'm going to try to manage this better than I did last season. I got too confident in Duvall, and it really screwed us. So here we go. We're in Pittsburgh against Paul Skeens. What a matchup here. So Logan Webb gives up a 2-run bomb to Juan Soto in Pittsburgh. That'd be a surprise they ever paid Juan Soto. But, man, Anthony Santander, 3-run bomb, gives us a 3-2 lead. Logan Webb gets out of it. Thought it was going to be a pitching duel. So far it hasn't been, but it looks like maybe both starters are settling in a little bit. Paul Skeens in a little bit of a trouble here, but gets out of it. Solo shot by Brian Hayes. Back-to-back home runs by him and Eddie Rosario get them the lead. And they are just hammering away right now at Logan Webb. We're going to put in the bullpen. Let's see if Cabrera can give us a few solid innings here. They bring in Josh Fleming, double for Patrick Bailey. Doesn't lead to nothing. Cabrera getting a little bit of a trouble 2-run bomb by Brian Reynolds. And, man, our bullpen letting us down. Phil Bickford coming in the pitch. 3-run bomb by Danny Jensen. Man, it is looking rough for us in this game. So we're going to put in Carl Edwards Jr. Hopefully we can just get some innings here. It is not looking good. Solo shot for Jung Ho Lee. Gets us back on the board, but it is not enough. Just not a good performance for us there in game 1. So a do-or-die game. But we have back-to-back first-round exits here. We're going to put Zach Gallen on the mound. Excuse me. Johan Oviedo on the mound, former Cardinal. Gets out of the first inning. Zach Gallen, we need an ace-type performance from him tonight. Double for Cedric Mullins. First and third, nobody out. Sac fly by Yastrzemski. Way to play good baseball there. And then Patrick Bailey's actually had a good series swinging the bat. Double for Spencer Torkelson, doesn't lead to nothing. Johan Oviedo in trouble again, but doesn't lead to nothing, so still 3-0. Johan Oviedo starting to settle in a little bit. Gallen's been great, but gives up a run there. They end up throwing out someone at home. So Gallen, 5 strong innings so far. Johan Oviedo had a bad second inning, but really played well after that. Ronzi Contreras out of the bullpen for the Pirates. We're going to leave Gallen in maybe one more inning. He is rolling right now. Contreras is getting through. There's an error, a walk, so it's time to bring in the bullpen. Going to bring in Luke Jackson. He's been good. Gives up a run there. That's all he gives up. So top of the ninth right here. Contreras still in. We don't get a run, so we're going to bring in our closer, Colin Poche, and he shuts down the door to tie the series. So now we're going to Game 3 in Pittsburgh. Let's see if we can get this W. Max Fried on the mound against Mitch Keller here. We get a first inning run thanks to Vladdy, another run thanks to Wilmer Flores. The Pirates trying to get back on the board. They do. 3 runs already off Max Fried. 5 runs, 6 runs. Man, Max Fried, horrible game. Don't really want to burn out the bullpen, but we might have to. Let's see if he can give us maybe 4 innings. Maybe. Hopefully our offense comes through a little bit. And it's time to take him out. Edward Cabrera is going to have to pitch us a few innings here. Our offense has not been great. Solo shot, though, by Wilmer Flores as soon as I say that. So a 3-run game. Another run scores thanks to Torkelson. It's time to bring in Tristan Beck. First time in the series. Bases loaded. Gets out of it. Mitch Keller has been solid, but not great. We just haven't been able to get a lot of runs in. There's a triple. Doesn't lead to nothing. So Tristan Beck's been good. But as soon as I say that, he gets a homer. I'm just jinxing myself. Camilo Duvall in the pitch. So top of the 9th inning, our season on the line. Anthony Santander out. Patrick Bailey out. And Perdomo keeps us alive, but it does not do anything. So the season is over for us. I am sorry, Giant fans. I let y'all down. I sold last season. This season not go well. The Dodgers win the World Series. So I enjoy doing this NL West. I had some success. I had some low moments. It was a really interesting division. Next we'll be doing the NL East. So that should be fun. I was looking for the standings, but I forgot it's the off season. So I hope you guys enjoyed this franchise. I know it wasn't the most funnest franchise episode with the Giants. I tried, made some moves. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe.